Hi, it's Matthew Porter with another Drafthouse Diary for Tuesday, November 15th, 2022. And I went to the Sloan's Lake Alamo Drafthouse to see Cate Blanchett in Tar. This is a movie by Todd Field, and he's not a super prolific director. This is his first movie in about 16 years. But he is somebody who does make movies that it's clear that he has thought about these deeply, that these are movies that he's put a lot of mental effort into. Cate Blanchett's performance is amazing, very much expecting an Oscar nomination for this role. It's not a pleasant movie. It's definitely not a pleasant character, but it is very powerful and it's very compelling. It pulls you in, keeps you watching. The way it pulled me in is from the very first scene in which we see Cate Blanchett's character of Tar, who is a celebrated, world-famous composer and conductor of classical music. We see her being interviewed at the New Yorker Festival on stage in front of a packed house, and we just see this long sequence of her talking about music and about her ideas and about art. And it's very well written, and it's so well delivered by Cate Blanchett that I like conversation movies regardless. If you want to get my attention, put on My Dinner with Andre, and I will sit down and watch it yet again. And there's something about watching a character who has a deep knowledge and understanding about a subject matter, talking about that subject, and talking about very well-considered, deeply thought opinions about that subject matter. Opinions kind of get a bad rap these days because you get to hear everybody's opinion about every subject regardless of their knowledge. But to hear opinions from someone who has spent their life developing the background of those opinions, whether or not you agree with them, it's a fascinating thing to listen to. And that's what we get at the beginning of this movie. It sets up very believably the idea that this person's world is populated by people who pay such careful attention to what she says, pay attention to her opinions, and that gives her such a measure of control. And as strong as Cate Blanchett's performance is, and as much as she carries the movie, she is backed up by some really, really strong supporting performances. Nina Haas, Naomi Berlant, Mark Strong in a small but really important role, and more. A lot of great supporting performances here. It's kind of hard to sum up the story because it's a very contemplative movie. It's a very slow-moving movie for most of its running time. But it's a character study about this character of Lydia Tar. Now, a few diary entries ago, I talked about the movie Smile. And yes, I am going to compare the horror movie Smile with the movie Tar. Stick with me. When I was talking about Smile, one of my complaints was this was a character without agency. As well acted, as well presented as the character was, the lead character in Smile didn't have any agency. It was a movie in which we watched things happen to this character. And that's not a story. That's not compelling. Tar is exactly the opposite. The character of Lydia Tar, this is a character who is nothing but agency. She has built a world and built a career in which she has the choices to control essentially everything around her, to make choices about what she's going to do, where she's going to do it, the circumstances and conditions in which she was going to do it. And everyone in her world is looking to her, rapt, to find out what is the next thing she's going to do, how is she going to approach it, to learn from her. People who aspire to do what she does are paying even more attention to her. And what do we see her do with this power, this agency that she has? She seeks more control because the control she has is never enough. And we also see her make decisions where she's trying to control not only the circumstances around her and the image that she projects to the world, but she tries to control the people around her as well. And there's a lot that she can control in life, but when she starts trying to control the people, other people also have agency to some degree, and that's when it comes back, and that's when we see this world that she has built, this career and image that she has built, we start to see that crumble. And it's very well done in that in real time during the period the movie covers, we see her making decisions and we see her dealing with people and we see her manipulating people. And we see all of these, we see what she's capable of, we see what her motivations are. So that when we later hear about things she's done in the past and these things, or things she has alleged to have done in the past, and these things begin to come back and have an impact and start to chip away at her world and eventually destroy it. It's easy, they set it up so that we can believe that she really did these things because we're seeing her, we're watching her do the equivalent of these things every single day. And yeah, watching a character of this sort isn't necessarily pleasant. There's a certain amount of schadenfreude in watching her past bad decisions, her previous sins catch up with her. But the joy in watching this, the entertainment in watching this, is just how well constructed it is, how well filmed it is, how all of the pieces come together in such a powerful way. In one of my first Drafthouse Diaries, when I was talking about Moon Age Daydream, the David Bowie documentary by Brett Morgan, I talked a little bit about biopics and how I like artist biopics, even though they are usually they are largely fictionalized. A biopic about, let's say Lydia Tarr was a real person, a biopic would have shown the rise of Lydia Tarr and would have maybe glossed over some of the issues about her past and the choices she had made, and it would show us her at her pinnacle, and depending on the kind of biopic it wanted to be, maybe it would also show us her downfall. It's interesting in a movie like this, what we get in Tar is we start at the pinnacle. We spend most of the time at the pinnacle and watching what being there has done to Lydia Tarr and what she has done to get there and what kind of a person she is and the differences between her image and how she really lives her life. So it's kind of an anti-biopic. It's a fictional character and it subverts the structure that we would tend to see in a typical Hollywood biopic. So that too made it an interesting movie for me to watch because it was taking a formula that I can enjoy and messing with it very deeply. Other parts of my visit to the Drafthouse. The pre-roll, this was bound to happen given how often I'm going to the Alamo these days, but it was the same exact pre-roll that I had seen the last time I was at an Alamo. The one that I saw at a different location, the Aspen Grove location when I went to see Ticket to Paradise, this is the same exact pre-roll that I saw this week at Sloan's Lake before Tar. So it wasn't themed in any way towards the movie that I was about to see, but fortunately, it's a very entertaining pre-roll. It's got a lot of great 80s new wave music videos. I mean, hey, you've got Plastic Bertrand and you've got Devo, and you've got very strange Japanese kids show intros and outros, and that delightfully weird Japanese giant robot fighting movie where we get clips of that dubbed into German and subtitled in English. So yeah, I wonder how many times I'm going to see that pre-roll. I wouldn't mind seeing it again. Like I say, it's fun, it's entertaining. The food. I had the grilled chicken club, which has a grilled chicken breast and bacon and I believe lettuce and tomato and avocado and a mayonnaise or an aioli. It was very good. I enjoyed it. The chicken breast was a little bit salty, whatever they brine it with or marinate it with. It was a little bit over the top in terms of the salt, but that's kind of nitpicking. It was an enjoyable sandwich. I'll probably get it again. I did get the coffee again, and yes, I was that guy. I wrote down on my order card, please make sure it's hot, and they did. It was very hot. It was very good. When it's done right, I really like the coffee at the Alamo. The staff. I do have something to say about the staff at the theater this time because I had a problem with the Alamo app. To use the season pass, the only way to buy tickets with the season pass is to use the Alamo app. You can't just go to the box office desk. And yeah, when you use the app to buy your season pass ticket or to claim your season pass ticket, you have to spend $1.89 for the convenience fee of using the app. I really think that the Alamo should do something about that if they want to compete head-to-head with the AMC Stubs A-List, even though the AMC Stubs A-List costs a little bit more upfront. But anyway, I had a problem with the app. I couldn't get a connection, so I couldn't buy a ticket. And if I had bought a ticket and I had trouble getting access to the internet on my phone, I wouldn't have been able to use that ticket to show the people at the theater that I in fact had a ticket. I don't know if the problem was with the Alamo app or with my phone. I'm guessing a 70% chance it was a problem with my phone. Maybe it was a problem with their app. But regardless, I hadn't bought a ticket yet when I got to the theater. I was planning to use the app there in the lobby to get my ticket and then walk in. So I took my phone up to the desk and showed the person who was working the box office that I couldn't get access to the app. And it was no problem. He took a look at it. He got a manager who had authority. They confirmed that I couldn't get access to the app. I let them know I had a season pass, and they just gave me a comped ticket. They let me pick a seat there as if I was buying a ticket. They waived the ticket fee, and I was able to go in. So kudos to the staff at the Sloan's Lake Alamo. If it weren't for them, I just would not have been able to see a movie on Tuesday night. But thanks to them, it was a good visit. I really enjoyed the movie. Had some good food as well. Enjoyed seeing that pre-roll for the second time. All in all, a really enjoyable visit to the Alamo. Well, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, if you've watched it this far, please click like down below because that makes it easier for other people to find this video on YouTube. If you want to hear more Drafthouse Diaries, please click subscribe because I'll be back soon with another review of an Alamo Drafthouse visit. And until then, enjoy your movies, and when you do, stay till the end of the credits.